Okay, so come into a comfortable seat, maybe Sukhasana, but honestly, any seat that feels good to you. So if Sukhasana is not the seat for everybody, it sometimes doesn't feel good on the back, the knees, the hips, whatever the case may be. So always choose an option of a seat that feels like a good position for you. And then take a second to just kind of wiggle around, settle in, do all those little things. Good morning, Liz. All right, and then once you feel like you've kind of found a nice, comfortable seated position, let everything be soft rather than the lifting upward and all of that nice energetic lift for just for a second. Let everything be soft. Let your back be soft, no good posture. Let your hands be soft and heavy. Even let your head be a little bit forward leaning, and just find that sort of natural loosey-goosey posture. And just take a moment to take a breath there. Notice how that feels. And then once you feel like you've got kind of a sense of how that rounded, maybe head forward position feels, less engaged, see if you can start to anchor into your sits bones and just lift up just a little bit taller, but see if you can find that balance of effort and ease. So you want to have a nice lifted posture, shoulders down and all that, but can you find a softness within all of that? All right, so just take one more moment here, just noticing how your body feels. And then this morning, if you're wearing glasses, I'll just recommend that you take them off and just set them in front of you somewhere you can reach them easily. We're just going to start by rubbing our hands together and creating a little heat and friction in the palms and really get them nice and good and hot. And normally I would say we're going to cup our hands gently around the eyes, but once you get your hands good and hot, you're going to take the heels of your hands and press them into your eyes. So it's going to be a light press, but we are going to put a little bit of extra pressure and then let your head drop down and just lean your head into your palms. Take a nice big inhale, nice slow exhale. Take one or two more breaths here. And then when you feel ready, releasing that little press from your palms, gently lift your head up. If you are wearing glasses, maybe take a second to put them back on, and then see if you can just close your eyes down and tune in. Notice how your eyes feel. And you might even notice how your face feels maybe slightly warmer, just a little bit more of a sense of awareness of the front of your face. Take one more moment. Nice. And then before we move away from this place and get deeply engaged with the body, take a moment to set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice. Never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. Nice. And then with that intention set, bring both hands to the belly. We're just going to tune in and focus on the breath for a moment or two. Take a nice gentle inhale and just allow your lungs to fill up naturally, but just notice the gentle bit of movement under your hands around your belly. And then just a slow and natural exhale. So no need to force the exhale, just let your air go naturally. Take one or two more breaths here. And then we're going to move our hands on up and see if you can just find your side ribs and see if you can walk your hands just far enough back so you can get a sense of the curve that's going around the backside of your body. So feel your ribs, feel that little curve of the backside body, and then just come back to your breath awareness. Take a gentle inhale and a slow but natural exhale. And just take 2 or 3 more breaths here, just like that. Nice. And then from here, we're going to come to a little bit of a focus or awareness of the heart center. So one hand is going to find the front of the heart, and then palm flipping backward, you're going to see if you can slide your other hand up in between your shoulder blades. And just think about drawing a line straight back from your heart center to the back side of the body. But if your hand doesn't reach all the way between your shoulder blades, don't worry about it. Just get a sense or feel your fingers where they are. And then come back to your breath awareness. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. Take 2 or 3 more breaths here. Awesome. And then just for the sake of symmetry, we're going to flip. So the other hand's going to come to the front side of the heart, flip the palm, slide that other hand behind you just as far as it goes. But if you can find that space between the shoulder blades, awesome. And then just come back to your breath, eyes closed or just a soft gaze, whichever feels like a better way to go, and tune back into your breath, noticing the breath in the front and the back of your body. Nice. Take one more breath. Awesome. And then when you're ready, release. And we're just going to bring our hands in front of us in our I Dream of Genie arms. And we're just going to start to pull the elbows side to side. See if you can keep your hips fairly weighted into the ground. So there's not a lot of movement coming anywhere else but out of the shoulders. And then once you feel like you've got this motion down, close your eyes just for a moment and tune into the back side of your body. So the obvious place might be where you feel sensation is in the front, where your hands are touching your elbows. You might feel that movement in the armpit chest, but more subtle is that movement that happens between the shoulder blades and the outsides of the shoulder blades. Great. Take one more time each side. And then as you come back to center, you're going to release your elbows. Fingers are going to find the shoulders and start to draw some nice gentle circles in one direction. Keep it small and gentle today. So no need to go to that full edge where your elbows can meet in the center. We're just going to bring a little bit of heat to the shoulders one more time around in this direction and then go the other way. And again, we'll keep it small and gentle. No need to go to the extreme. Just bringing some warmth to the shoulders. One more time around. Nice. And then float your left hand down, right hand reaches up, take a nice gentle side bend, and then lift yourself right back up. And then take another side bend, just leaning over to that side again, and lift right back up. Awesome. One more time like that. Lean in, come right back up. And this time we're going to lean in and stay there. So you're going to go to a depth that feels good, and then tune back into the side body. Notice the ribs, notice the space along your side that your hip meets. Close your eyes down, and just for a second, take a nice breath into that space. One more breath. And then if your eyes are closed, open them up, floating that right hand down, left hand reaches up, take a nice lean in and lift it back up. And then lean in again and lift it back up. Awesome. Lean in one more time, bring it back up. And this time you're going to go to your depth that feels good to you. So you're going to find that nice big side stretch and then tune in. Notice the ribs, notice where the low back meets that hip. Reaching long through the fingers, maybe close your eyes down and just tune into that space. Take a couple nice deep breaths. Awesome. And then when you're ready, open your eyes, lift yourself up. We're going to swim the hands behind the back with tall fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades and lift your chest. Lift your chin slightly up to the sky and just get a sense of opening through the front of the body, a light stretch through the front of the neck and the throat. Take a nice big breath in. Nice slow breath out. Take one more breath. Awesome. Then lower your chin down, slow and controlled, and then swim your hands forward. And we're going to take a little bit of rounding up the upper back body. So you're just going to walk your hands forward just slightly and then round over. So let your elbows get heavy towards the earth. Let your upper back body be round. Let your head drop down. Let your chin tuck to your chest. And then see if you can tune into the back side of the body and take a couple nice big breaths there. One more breath. Cool, and then come up nice and slow and mindful. Just start to lift yourself up, and we're gonna work right into a twist here. So right hand's gonna find the left knee, left hand comes behind you, and then just go as far as feels good here. So you don't need to go to the Olympics with this twist. You can just find that gentle twisting sensation, a little bit of a constriction in the breath. So just notice how that twist affects your breathing. Take a nice big inhale, slow exhale, maybe one more breath. And then when you feel ready, unwind and take your twist to the other side. Beautiful. Take one more breath. And then unwind. Come back to center and just let your hands find a comfortable place to rest, wherever feels good to you. We're going to move on to the head and the neck. So we're going to start with just a gentle tick-tock of the head side to side and just moving at a pace that feels right in your body. If you like, close your eyes down here so you can just kind of tune in, notice how your neck feels, notice how your shoulders feel. Nice. One more little tick-tock side to side. And then as your head comes to a more central place and chin is in neutral, we're going to turn the head side to side like you're looking over your shoulder. Beautiful. Take one more turn each side. And then bring your head back to a neutral place, and we're going to go for that up and down lift of the chin. So lift your chin up to the sky, feel that nice stretch through the front of the neck and the throat, and then tuck your chin down into your chest. And then just take that up and down at a pace that feels good to you. Beautiful. Take one more up and down. And then bring your head to neutral, lean back into your sits bones, send your legs out in front of you with a nice giant bend in the knees and take a couple of windshield wipers of the knees. Nice. Take one more windshield wiper side to side, and then we're going to step our feet out just a little bit. So a nice wide stance, but feet a little bit longer away, but still a super generous bend to the knees. And then you're just going to kind of fold over again. So think about that roundness that we found in the easy seated position. See if you can find that roundness here. Think about focusing on noticing the space between your shoulder blades or that back side of the heart center. And then see if you can just let your head be heavy, neck soft and gummy. Find a little softness in your jaw. Take one more breath. Cool, and then come up nice and slow. And we're gonna send the left leg nice and long, bring the right foot in for a little head to knee pose. So the knee is out to the side, but both hips are facing forward. And then keep a soft bend in that extended leg just so that you're not yanking against the back of the leg since we haven't really warmed that hamstring up yet. Just fold over, and then again, we wanna see if you can find that roundness in your fold. So let the upper back body be soft, let your head drop down, soften through the back of the leg. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. And then on your next inhale, just come up nice and easy and slow. And then right away, we're going to switch sides. So float the other foot in, send the other leg long, keep a nice generous bend in that knee, and then start to fold yourself over and find that roundness again. So hands soft, upper back body rounds, soft in the back of the neck. Notice the back of your leg. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then come back up with your inhale, bring soles of the feet together. So into our butterfly position or cobbler's pose. And then just take a second here. We're just going to take a couple of little flaps of the knees to just lift them up and lower them down. Doesn't have to be big or extreme. We just want to bring just a little bit of warmth right to the inner thigh and the groin area. Take 1 or 2 more good flaps of the knees, and then let your knees be heavy. And again, with that rounded position. So you're just going to round over, nothing extreme, only go to a point where you'll feel a little bit of sensation. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. On your next inhale, just start to find your way up, help your knees come together, and then we're going to spin around into a tabletop position or come onto all fours. So knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. Take a second to find your way there, and then we're just going to start to find like a little march with our knees. So we're going to pick one knee up and then the other, and just march into your knees and notice how your knees feel about that. Always an option to double stack your mat, especially if your floor is hard and you need a little extra cushioning under your knees. Take 1 or 2 more little marches of those knees, and then we're going to take it down into the feet. So knees into the ground, and we're going to pick one heel up and then the other. So it's going to be a start with a slow motion, lifting the heel towards the back of the thigh and alternating sides. So you might feel a little bit of an engagement in the hamstrings here, just that light little bit of squeeze. Nice. And now we're going to pick up the pace with that and think of it as a little bit of a grown-up temper tantrum. So you're just going to stomp your feet on the ground, stimulating the tops of the feet, getting a little energy down to the feet. Take 1 more little temper tantrum, and then curl both toes under, and we're going to rock forward and back. Bring your butt back to your heels, and then come up into that tabletop position. And take a few times forward and back, and just start to bring some length through the bottoms of the feet, and just notice how your toes and your feet feel. Lovely. The next time you pull back to your heels, stay there for a second, press into your palms, get a deeper stretch to the bottoms of the feet if that sensation feels good. If not, you're going to lift off. Take 1 or 2 more breaths here. Beautiful. And then float your way back up to tabletop, release your toes, move right into your cat and cow breath. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the tail. Exhale to round your back. And then just start to find your own rhythm here. Work with your breath and move at a depth that feels comfortable to your body. So if you've got anything going on like osteoporosis, osteopenia, any of that kind of stuff, sometimes that more extreme movement of the spine isn't beneficial. So you might find it's better to stay small, gentle and mindful, a light curve of the back, and then a light rounding of the back. But if your spine is still feeling healthy and happy, nice big rounding of the back and a big drop of the belly. Three more cycles of breath here. And then once you've completed those 3 cycles of breath, find a neutral spine. We're going to pick up the right hand and flip it over. So the back of the hand is going to find the ground, a little stretch to the wrist and the forearm. So we're just going to press gently into that space. Only go as far of a press as feels good. Take a nice big inhale. Slow exhale. Lift that hand up, flip it down, and then switch to the other side. Pick up your left hand, flip so the back of the hand is on the ground. Press gently into the back of the hand, just go as far as feels good. Awesome. And then flip it up and release and walk right into your puppy pose. Keep your hips in line with your knees. Walk your hands towards the top edge of your mat. Let your chest and your forehead melt down. Widen the stance with your arms if it creates more space for the shoulder blades. And then hang out here for a few cycles of breath, just allowing the breath to do the work for you here. So you're going to breathe in and feel that nice spaciousness of your inhale, and then exhale, finding some softness. Take one more breath here. And then when you feel ready, slowly and mindfully start to find your way back up into a tabletop position. Take a couple of little bops of the hips side to side or wag your tail. We just want to find a little bit of movement to the outer edges of the hips. Nice. One more little bop side to side, and then we're going to start to find a more neutral space, but take your table and draw some circles. Go in one direction. And then take your table and draw some circles the other way. Beautiful. And then bring it back to center. Big toes together, knees to the outer edges of your mat, right back to extended child's pose. Pull your butt back to your heels, belly, chest, and forehead melt down. Arms get soft and heavy. Take a couple moments here, wiggle anything around that needs readjusting, and then find a sense of softness. And then see if you can tune back into the backside of that heart space. Take one more cycle of breath here. And then when you're ready, on your next inhale, start to lift yourself back up, walk your knees in, find that tabletop position, and we're going to take it into a high kneel position. So hands are going to come to the hips, come into that tall kneeling position. Bring your hands behind you like you're putting your hands in your back pocket. Super gentle back bend here. So we're not going extreme. We're just going to thrust the hips forward slightly, lift the heart up, lift your gaze, lift your chin. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. Beautiful. And then slowly and mindfully release. Float your hands back down to the ground. We're going to curl the toes under and exhale up to a downward facing dog position and take a couple petals of the legs. And think about letting your down dog be soft here. So no extremes in the shoulders, even a little softness in the elbows, the wrists, and the fingers. Just starting to find some movement through the backside of your body. Take one or two more petals of the legs. And then when you feel ready, look forward, soften your knees, walk your feet gently up towards your hands. Take your time here. And then as you come to the top of the mat into your little ragdoll fold, think about stepping your feet, maybe just slightly wider than hip width distance apart. Really make some space for yourself here. And then grab your elbows if that feels good. Let your head drop nice and heavy and start to invite a gentle sway into your body. Nice. Take one or two more little sways side to side. And then the next time you come back to center, float your fingers down to the ground. And we're just going to take a couple petals of the legs here. So one knee is going to bend and then the other. You might feel a little press of your hip up towards the ceiling. Keep your fingers tall and a light roundness in the spine. So no need to effort against your back. Nice. Now, the next time your right hand bends, walk your right knee bends, walk your right hand in just a little bit towards your center line and reach your left hand up. Take a little twist. Beautiful. And then float the left hand down, bend your left knee. Left hand walks into that center line. Reach your right hand up to the sky. Lovely. And then float that right hand down, bend both knees a lot. Pull your abdominal muscles in. Roll on up to standing. Take your time. And then as you come to standing, just take a couple of good shrugs of the shoulders. Take a few minutes. Readjust everything, get yourself situated, and then find a mountain pose at the top of your mat. We're going to start with a little attention down at our feet. So if you like, look down at your feet, lift your toes and spread your toes just as wide as you can. And then once you've got those toes spread nice and wide, float your toes down to the ground. And then see if you can get the sensation of pulling your big toe towards your heels. So we're going to find that Pada Bandha, that lift from the soles of the feet. And then lift up through the front of the body, lift up through the crown of your head, soften your shoulders down. And then here we want to find again that balance of effort and ease. So can you find that nice, tall, strong posture, but invite a softness into it? And then notice your breath. Just take a nice big inhale through the nose and a slow but natural exhale through your nose. One more breath and just see if you can tune in. Notice your feet connected to the floor. Awesome. Then on your next inhale, keeping this nice, light, lively posture, you're going to inhale and lift your heels slightly away from the floor, no extremes. Exhale and float your heels back down. Inhale, lift your heels up away from the floor, just go as high as you like. Exhale, float your heels back down. Inhale and lift your heels up. Exhale and float your heels down. Nice. And then on your next inhale, we're just going to raise the arms up just as high as they like to go. And then exhale, arms are just going to come right back down at your sides. Inhale, raise your arms up, and now maybe look up as well. And then exhale, arms come back down at your sides. Nice. One more just like that. Inhale, arms up, maybe look up. Exhale, arms down. Beautiful. And now we're going to throw all of that together. Inhale, arms up and lift your heels. Exhale, arms down, lower your heels. Inhale, arms up, lift your heels. Exhale, arms down, lower your heels. On this next inhale, we're going to lift up and hold. So just feel a little strength through the ankles, the feet, feel that fire in your calves, lifting energetically up through the fingertips. Take one more breath. And then we're going to lower with control. So super, super slow, lower your arms, lower your heels. See if you can get them down nice and slow at the same time. Nice. And then just take a second to find a little bit of a gentle rock forward and back. We want to find just this change in that weight distribution. So lean into your toes and the balls of the feet, and then lean back into your heels. Cool. Take one more forward and back, and then we're going to take it into a sort of side to side motion. So lean into the blade edge of one foot, and then lean into the blade edge of the other foot. So just find that little bit of a rock side to side. Nice. And then see if you can find that center point, not forward, not back, not side to side. Find that center, lift from the soles of the feet, lift up through the crown of your head. Inhale, raise your arms up and look up. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge at your waist, fold all the way down to the ground. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll on up slowly, roll your shoulders down and back. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, bend your knees, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll on up, roll your shoulders down and back. One more just like that. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll on up to standing, and then take 3 good shrugs of the shoulders, rolling them around, down and back. Nice. And then just for a little treat of the hips, we're going to step the right foot slightly forward, left foot slightly back for a little bit of an uneven stance. We're going to place our hands onto the outer edges of our hips. So think about cupping your hands and then pressing into the sides of your hips. So keep that little bit of a press and then start to rotate your hips like you're working a hula hoop, but press into your palms the whole time. So we want to see if we can just kind of find a little bit of movement of the skin, of the connective tissue, and some of the muscles there. So you're keeping it trapped and it creates a little bit of a massage action. Take one more circle around in this direction and then keep that foot forward, but circle the other way. Keeping that little bit of a press between your palms. Awesome. One more circle around. And then we're going to switch feet. So step your left foot slightly forward, right foot slightly back. Keep that nice little press and then find that hula hoop circle again. Just circle in any way that feels nice to you. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Nice. One more time around in this direction. And we're going to keep that press in the palms, keep that foot forward, but go the other way with your circles. Awesome. One more time around. And then step it all back in, find your mountain pose. Find that nice even weight distribution on your feet, lifting energetically up through the front of your body, shoulders are softened down. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold down. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. We're going to step both feet back to downward facing dog. Take a pedal or two of the legs here just to work back into the back chain of the body. Nice. And then pick up your heels, lower your knees, come into a tabletop position. Through that tabletop, we'll come back into that high kneel. So hands to your hips, lift yourself up, slide your hands into your back pockets, super gentle back bend here. Hips come forward slightly, heart lifts up, chin lifts up. Take a nice big inhale. Slow, slow exhale. Beautiful. And then bring it back to a more upright position. Right hand's going to slap along that right thigh. Left hand's going to reach up alongside your ear. Take a gentle side bend, like you're trying to slide your fingers down towards your knee. Does not matter if you touch your knee. That's just the reach we're going for. Draw that top thumb back, gaze up to the sky. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Float that left hand down, slap it up against the thigh. Right hand reaches up, lean over to the left, fingertips reaching towards the knee. Does not matter if you touch the knee. And then think about pulling that top thumb back, turn your head, look up, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then lift it all back up. We're going to step the right foot forward into a nice little 90-90 lunge. So we want to square that lunge up and then take it right into a rotation. Left hand's going to find the right knee, right hand finds your hip, turn to the right, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then unwind. Keep your right hand on your hip. Left hand's going to reach up. We're going to lean over to the right, take a little side bend. Beautiful. And then lift it all up. We're going to float the hands down to the ground and walk that back knee back a little bit. So you're going to kind of toe heel that back foot to a depth that feels comfortable. Now you're going to find that bigger low lunge here. And then we're going to take it right into some half splits. So we're going to take a couple of rocks forward and back. Nice. One more rock forward and back, and then we're going to step that front foot right up into a tabletop position. Take a bop or two of the hips side to side, and then we're going to set ourselves up for that 90-90 lunge to the other side. So come into that tall kneel position, and then see if you can hands-free step that left foot forward. Nice. And then square up your hips, and then right away take it into a little rotation, twisting to the left. Awesome. And then unwind, left hand stays on the hip, right hand reaches up alongside your ear, lean over to the left and find a little side bend. Beautiful. And then lift it on up, and we're going to float those hands down to the ground, curl the back toes under, and just kind of walk that back knee back to a depth that feels nice, finding a little bit extra stretch through the front of that hip flexor. And then when you're ready, take it into those half splits and rock forward and back. Nice. One more rock forward and back. And then we're going to step that foot back into tabletop position and then find our way into a child's pose. Big toes together, knees together for this version. Pull your butt back to your heels, slide your hands back, let them rest alongside your feet. Let your head drop down and think about that roundness in the upper back body, letting everything be soft and round. Take 3 nice big breaths here. Nice. On your next inhale, start to float your way back up to a tabletop position, knees in line with the hips. Rock your hips a little bit side to side. As it is 7:34, if you have to get on with the rest of your day, I hope that it's amazing. But if you're sticking around for the second half, curl your toes under, exhale up to a downward facing dog. Take a pedal or two of the legs, and then walk yourself up to the top of your mat. Find a nice forward fold position. On your next inhale, take it into a half forward fold, lengthen up through the spine, keep all of that length, bend your knees, push into your feet, inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. And now we're going to take it in a little bit of faster pace, but if at all along the way you need to stop, take a child's pose, do the thing that feels right to you. Find your mountain pose to start, anchor into your feet, lift up through the top of your head. Inhale, arms up and look up. Let the hands meet if they can in the center. Lift up just a little bit of gentle back bend. Exhale and fold it all down. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down and step both feet back to down dog. Nice. Float forward into a plank. And then we're going to come into an upward facing dog through that plank. So we're going to drop the tops of the knees down, release your toes, keep the thighs lifted away from the floor, lift up through the front of your chest. Beautiful. And then curl the toes under, bring it right back up to your downward facing dog. Look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat into a forward fold position. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Inhale, raise your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Right leg's going to step back into a nice tall lunge. Heel is lifted, knee is lifted. Take a nice big breath. And then we're going to step the front foot back to meet in downward facing dog. Beautiful. And then you're going to find your way forward into that upward facing dog position. So you might float through that plank, release your toes, lift your chest, and then curl the toes under, lift back up into your down dog. Nice. Right foot's going to step forward through to the top of the mat into a lunge position. Heart forward, look forward, take a breath. And then the left foot's going to step up to meet into a forward fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Maybe the hands meet, the chest lifts. Exhale, fold it all down. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Left leg back into that tall lunge position. Heel is lifted, knee is lifted. Beautiful. And then plant your palms, step it back to a down dog. Bring it forward and find your upward facing dog. So maybe the knees come down, thighs stay lifted, lift your chest. And then on an exhale, take it back to your down dog. Lovely. Left leg is going to step through to the top of your mat. Find your lunge to the other side. Take your time, help it along if you need. And then when you're ready, step that back foot up to meet into forward fold. Beautiful. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Pause just for a moment in that mountain pose. Get everything situated if you need to make any adjustments for yourself. And then when you feel like you're ready, take a nice big inhale. Nice focused exhale. Eyes open. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Hands meet, chest lifts. Exhale, fold it all down. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Right leg back, tall lunge. Heel is lifted, knee is lifted. Heart forward, look forward, take a breath. Plant the palms, step it back to down dog. Bring it forward into your upward facing dog position. You can also take an option where you keep the toes curled under and lift the chest. And then on your next exhale, take it up to your downward facing dog. Nice. Right foot's going to step through to the top of your mat. Just step it as far as it goes and then help it along the rest of the way. Find that lunge. Heart forward, look forward, take a breath. Beautiful. And then step that back foot up to meet into your forward fold position. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Press into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Hands meet, chest lifts. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Beautiful. Left leg back into that high lunge position. Knees lifted, heels lifted. Heart forward, look forward, take a breath. Beautiful. And then step that front foot back to downward facing dog. Come forward into upward facing dog, toes curled under or toes released, totally up to you. Exhale, bring it back up to your down dog. Left leg is going to step through to the top of your mat, finding that nice high lunge. Take one good breath. Beautiful. And then step that back foot up to meet into your forward fold position. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center. Stay there for a moment. Close your eyes down. Notice your breath. Notice your feet touching the ground. Notice your energy level. Take one more breath. And we're going to do all of that again. So if it felt like it was too much, take smaller versions of it or softer versions of it, whatever appeals to you the best. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, hands meet, chest lifts as you look up. Exhale, fold it all down. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, right leg back into that tall lunge. Heart forward, look forward, take a breath. Plant the palms, step back to down dog. Come forward into your upward facing dog. On an exhale, take it back to down dog. Beautiful. Right foot's going to step forward to the top of your mat, finding that tall lunge. One more breath. Nice. And then hop that back foot up to meet into your forward fold position. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up. Hands meet, chest lifts as you look up. Exhale and fold it down. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Step the left leg back into that high lunge. Beautiful. Plant the palms, step back to down dog. Move forward into your upward facing dog, whichever variation you like best. And on an exhale, take it back up to down dog. Beautiful. Left foot's going to step forward into a lunge. Heart forward, look forward, take a breath. Nice. And then step that back foot up to meet into your forward fold position. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Press into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Right hand's going to touch down to the thigh. Left hand's going to reach up alongside your ear. Take a nice side bend here. Lift up and switch over to the other side. Left hand touches down, right hand reaches up. Take a nice side bend here. Nice. Bring it back up. We're going to swim both hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, knuckles draw down towards the heels, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the arms away from the back side of the body, lift your chin up, and then if it feels really good, push your lips up towards the ceiling, kiss the sky. One more breath. Nice. Soften everything up just a little bit, but keep that nice interlace of the fingers. We're going to bend the knees, hinge from your waist, fold over, and then just let your arms fall away from your backside the way they naturally go. No need to force it. Allow it to be soft. Take one more nice big breath. Beautiful. And then just relax your hands down to the ground. Bend your knees a lot. We're going to step back into a downward facing dog position. Right foot is going to step up to the top right corner of your mat. So a wide lunge. You're going to step it to the outside of your pinky finger. Beautiful. And then drop your back knee down. Let your back toes go. Nice. And then see how it feels here to take it into a lizard lunge. So you're going to let the knee drop open, come onto the blade edge of the foot, check in with your hip, make sure that feels like a comfortable position. You can always flatten the foot back down if that feels better. And then if all of that is feeling really good, come down onto elbows and forearms. Sink just a little bit deeper into this position and take 3 nice big breaths. Nice. On your next inhale, you're going to flatten back onto your foot, lift yourself up so you're in that more upright position, and we're going to take 3 rocks forward and back. So you're going to let the front toes come with you, let them move with you, peel away from the floor. Nice. One more time, forward and back. And then as you come forward, curl your back toes under, pick your back knee up. We're going to send that front leg up into a 3-legged dog. So send it up nice and high to the sky. Beautiful. And then float that foot down into your downward facing dog. And we're going to do that all to the other side. Left foot's going to step up to the top left corner of your mat, nice and wide. Nice. And then see how it feels to bring that back knee down. Maybe let the back toes go. Awesome. And then if it feels really good to your hip and to your knee, you can let that left knee drop open, find the blade edge of your foot, and then see how it feels to go just a little bit deeper in, come down onto elbows and forearms. One more breath. And then slowly start to come back up, come onto the flat of the foot, and then we're going to rock forward and back 3 times, allowing the front toes to peel up and move with you. Awesome. And then the next time you come forward, curl your back toes under, pick your back knee up, and we're going to slide that front foot back into a 3-legged dog. So lift it up with a little bit of strength, shoot it up nice and high to the sky. Lovely. And then float that foot down to your down dog, pick up your heels, lower your knees, come into your tabletop position. Nice. And then come up into your high kneel. We're going to curl the back toes under. So our heels are going to be a little bit lifted away from the floor. And then see if you can rotate slightly to the right, find your right heel. And then if you can keep your right hand on your right heel, start to rotate your heart back forward, reach your left hand up to the sky, press your hips forward, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then lift up through the right fingertips, come up, take a second. Left hand is going to rotate, find that back left heel, lean in just a little bit, and then start to rotate your heart forward. Reach your right hand up, hips come forward, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then lift up through those right fingertips, take a second to come on up, adjust anything that you need to, and we're just going to take one more back bend here. So you're going to start by bringing your hands into your back pockets, and you might opt for the super gentle version here. That might feel the best for you. But if it feels nice and you want more sensation, see if you can reach your hands back, finding your heels, press your hips forward, squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your chin, or tuck your chin into your chest. That'll be totally up to you. Take one good breath. Beautiful. And then come up with control. Lift yourself up, release your toes, come into a tabletop position. Take a couple little bops of the hips side to side. Awesome. One more bop of the hips side to side. And then as you come to center, take 3 cat and cows here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back. One more cycle of breath. And then find a neutral spine, swing your legs out to one side, flip around so you're seated on your butt, and send your legs out in front of you. We're going to send the right leg long, bring the left foot in. So back to that head to knee pose position. Reach your arms up, and this time take that nice big lift up and over sensation and reach toward your foot. Does not matter if you touch your foot, but if you can, catch hold of your foot, check in with the back of your leg, see if it needs a little softening in the knee. Take one more breath. Nice. And then come up nice and slow. And we're going to lean back into the sits bone so we can switch sides. Send the left leg out, bring the right foot in. Find that nice tall posture. Inhale, raise your arms up. Think about that lifting up and over sensation. Reach toward your foot. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, come up nice and slow, soles of the feet together. So back to that butterfly position or cobbler's pose. We're going to take the thumbs to the insteps and peel your feet open like they're a book. So we want to keep the blade edges of the feet together, but we're going to turn the feet out just a little bit, make some space for the knees to drop open just a little bit further. Find that nice tall posture. And then on an exhale, lean yourself forward, just to a point that you feel sensation in the inner thigh, the groin, or the outer edges of your hip. Take one more breath. Nice, and then come up nice and slow. Release your handhold from your feet, help your knees come together. We're gonna curl our tailbone under and roll our way down onto our backside. So come down nice and slow and controlled. Awesome, and then once you found your way down, just give a second. Let yourself get situated, fix everything up, get all sorts of settled in. Knees in a bent knee position, heels a little bit close to the butt and feet about hip width distance apart. Take a second to just kind of wag out your tail, snuggle in your shoulder blades, and then we're going to take it into a bridge, but we're going to reverse the breath. So we're going to inhale at the bottom and exhale as we lift up. So give yourself a second to find that sense of breath. Inhale, keep nice and low. Exhale, curl up the tailbone, rise up. Inhale to lower yourself down. Exhale to lift up. Inhale to lower down. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower down. Exhale to lift, but then hold. Stay lifted. Feel that sense of heat coming from the backs of the legs, a little work in the glutes. Press into the backs of your arms. Take an inhale at the top. As you exhale, at the end of your exhale, you're going to see if you can suck your tummy in. Make a nice hollow belly. Hold that sucked in belly. Lower your spine back down to the ground. Once you touch down and the hips are coming down onto the ground, inhale and let your belly inflate. Nice, and then bring the soles of the feet together, knees out to the left and to the right, into a reclined butterfly position or reclined cobbler's pose. We're gonna put a little press between those feet. Elbows are gonna come onto the ground, so we're using our elbows for a little leverage. We're gonna inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. Beautiful, one more just like that. Inhale and lift up. Exhale to lower down, help those thighs come together, pull them into your chest, give yourself a little bit of a squeeze, and then we're gonna take it right into that cow face prep position. So you're gonna cross your right leg over your left, like you're crossing your legs in a chair. Reach up and see if you can grab your shins or the tops of the feet, pull your toes slightly away from each other, draw your knees in towards your chest. And then see what you can soften here. Soften your shoulders, soften your jaw, soften your abdominal muscles. Soften your toes, take one more breath. Beautiful, and then unwind and then rewind the other way. So left leg is gonna come on top of the right. We're gonna reach up and re-grab, maybe the tops of the shins, maybe the tops of your feet, whichever grab works for you. Pull the toes away from each other, draw the knees in, and then see what can you soften here. Soften your shoulders. Soften your abdominal muscles. Take one more breath. And then slowly and mindfully release. Unwind your legs, pull the right knee into your chest and your left leg nice and long, right into a supine twist. Take that right knee over and across your body, just as far as you like. Right arm can open out nice and wide, head can turn to the right if that feels like a comfortable position for your head and your neck. One more breath. Nice, and then bring that right knee into your chest, bring the left knee into meet, supine twist right to the other side. Hold on to your left knee, send your right leg nice and long. Bring that left knee over and across the body. Left arm opens wide, head turns to the left if that feels good. Take a couple nice big breaths here. Beautiful. On your next inhale, pull the left knee into the chest, bring the right knee into meet, take it right into a happy baby, knees out wide towards the shoulders, float your feet up, grab the blade edges of your feet or your big toes or the backs of the thighs, whichever grab feels good, and then start to find some rocking motion. First, a gentle rock side to side, and as you rock side to side, just check your perimeter of the area you're working in. If you have plenty of space to move, you're going to take that happy baby and make it big and happy, rocking nice and big from side to side. Just make sure that that feels like a safe maneuver to your shoulders and your hand hold is on your feet and everything feels good and happy. If that bigger motion doesn't feel like the best place for you to be today, take it small, stick with those feet up towards the ceiling. But if you're rocking big side to side, take one more time each side or even yourself out. Nice, and then bring it back to center. Let everything settle for just a second, and then release your grab from your feet. Release your grab from your feet, float your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Take a couple of gentle windshield wipers side to side, and then just tune back in. Notice how your body feels, and ask yourself, where would be your best Shavasana? Would it feel good to take it into constructive rest, reclined cobbler's pose, or that more traditional shape? Or would it feel good to lay on one side or maybe flip over onto your belly? So what would feel best to you here? And then start to find your way into that position. Make yourself as comfortable as you can be. Give yourself a moment or two here just to work out all those little wiggles. Give your body a little time, just a little bit of space to settle in. And then once you feel like you've found a stillness that makes sense in your body, maybe your eyes closed, maybe you soften your gaze. And then just see if you can bring a gentle sense of awareness to your belly, to the belly button and to the soft tissue of your belly. And then just sort of notice the gentle movement of your breath there. Allow your arms to be heavy, legs to be heavy. You always have the option to stay in your Shavasana as long as you like. But if you feel called to do so, start to reawaken your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Invite some gentle movement into your wrists and your ankles. Move anything else around that feels good and helps you reawaken. And then if it feels really great to you, take a big good morning stretch, like a yawn. Stretch from fingers to toes. Really reach through the fingers, through the toes. Take a nice big giant breath back into your body. Nice. And then if it feels good and you're ready for it, find your way up to a comfortable seated position. Come up in any way that suits your body best. Nice. And then just for a second, if you're wearing your glasses, I'll recommend you take them off again. Just set them somewhere they're safe in front of you. Bring your hands together and fire up those palms. Get them nice and good and hot. And then once you feel like you've created a nice bit of friction, a nice bit of heat and warmth in those palms, you're going to take the heels of the hands right back to the eyes, gently pressing them into the eyes. Let your head lean in just a little bit. Really let your hands relax around your forehead, touching the top of your head. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Lovely. And then we're going to lift the head slightly, bring one hand to the forehead, one hand to the back of the head, and put a gentle, gentle press. We're not trying to crush the skull or anything crazy. We just want to feel a sensation in the front and the back. Take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. And now the hand that's in front, that hand's going to slip behind, finding the back side of the heart center, and the other hand's going to find the front side of the heart center. Close your eyes down. Take a nice big breath in. Nice slow breath out. Releasing that handhold, bring both hands to the sides of the ribs, eyes closed, take a nice big breath in. Nice slow breath out. Bring both hands right to the belly, take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. Awesome, and then if you took your glasses off, go ahead and grab them, put them back on. Bring your prayer hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra and bow your head to your heart, bow your mind to your body. Breathing in a whole bunch of love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. And I send my love and gratitude out to you. Thank you so much for sharing your morning with me. Gently lift up to the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy, happy Tuesday, you beautiful, beautiful people.